Hello, my name is Jerome Porter and welcome back to Spare Cash Tech Review. And today we're going to talk about drones. I guess what I'll touch on is first I'll give you some features of some of the older model drones and then the latest drones right now. And then also we'll touch on some of the FAA rules and regulations that you need to know if you decide to buy a drone. We'll start off with the DJI Phantom 3 Professional. This particular drone is an older model, probably came out 3 or 4 years ago. You know, it's a little older, but it's shoots 4K. It's a 12 megapixel camera. You got about probably about 21 minutes of flight time. These are the batteries for this particular unit. And sometimes it'll get 21 minutes and sometimes maybe not so much, a little less. But this is the particular controller that controls the Phantom. And normally you'll have a cell phone that actually sits in this holder here and you can actually see video of the where it's going and how high it's up. There's a lot of information on the app. You have to download an app that actually allow you to connect to the controller so you can control your drone. The newer model drone, now this is the Mavic Pro 2. This particular drone is, even though it's smaller, it has a lot of features. I'm going to show you how one of the cool things this drone has, because you can tell this one's already a little smaller than this one, but you can actually it is very, very compact. What I'm going to do is kind of just show you how compact this is. This Mavic Pro 2, this is a really good drone for the money. You know, basically when you're done with it, you can basically collapse the legs in. It's like so. And wow, it's compact. So this is a much smaller form factor, but packed with a lot of features. This particular unit has it's a 4K camera. Shoots 4K, has a 20 megapixel camera, so it's got about 8 more megapixels than this particular unit has. It also flight time, you get about 31 minutes of flight time versus the 21 with the Phantom 3. The Mavic Pro also has a feature where it's able to follow you. So if you have it lock on next. You actually have lock on by using the app. So basically, this is your controller. And you basically place your phone in the controller this way, and it'll basically hold the phone, and you'll be able to see everything that the drone sees, because you have a camera right here on the front. And if you decide if you want the drone to follow you, you can just put in the app. It'll lock on to you, and then after that, wherever you're walking, it'll follow you. So that's one of the cool features. It also has another feature called collision avoidance, which this one doesn't have. So if this unit is flying, and if it gets too close to a wall, it'll stop on its own. It will basically prevent itself from running into a wall. It has several cameras all around this unit. And most drones actually maintain their flight by using GPS. But this particular unit here, not only does it use GPS, it also has sensors where you can actually fly this indoors. I actually have a video posted on Facebook I put a while ago where actually the unit is just very stable even inside your home, so it doesn't necessarily need GPS in order to stay stable. So this is probably one of the best drones you can buy for under $2,000. There's some that are a lot more expensive, but you know, I don't think the average consumer wants to pay over $2,000 for a drone unless you're doing it for professional reasons. So that's kind of touching on kind of what are some of the earlier models like the Phantom 3, and then some of the latest like the Mavic Pro 2. This is the latest and greatest in terms of drones. So we'll also touch on the rules and regulations. So once you buy a drone, or once you decide to buy a drone, there's other things that you have to do. If you own a drone, if you buy a drone that weighs more than 8.8 ounces, you have to register it with the FAA. It's not a difficult process. I'll put the website along on the bottom here. But basically, you pay $5, you register your drone, and they'll give you a serial number. That serial number needs to go somewhere on your unit on the outside of the unit. And it has to be displayed. And also there's a card. They'll also send you a card through the email. You need to have that card cut out and basically save with you. So it basically show if anybody was to approach you, like a law enforcement, anybody was to ask you about is your drone registered, you have to have that proof with you. The other rules with owning these drones is if you decide to use a drone for professional use, like in other words, if you have a company and you're actually using drones like maybe for real estate, you have to actually take a test. And it's only for, if you're doing it for recreational purposes, like if you're just doing it as a toy to fly around, that's fine. But if you decide to use a drone for business purposes, you have to take a test. There's an FAA test that you have to take, and I'll post what it is, exactly what that test is about. And that's the only way you can use it for business. So if you're basically flying your drone for business purposes and you don't take the test, and you don't have the license to do it, then you're gonna cause yourself a lot of problems. But if you're just buying a drone just for your own own use and just to play around with, you still have to register it. You just don't have to get a license. It's kind of like a pilot license, but it's really for drones. So the license and the registration is two separate things. Whether you decide to use it for business purposes or not, you have to register your drone. If it's over 55 pounds, you can't do it online, which most drones, consumer drones, don't weigh that much. But if you decide to get a drone that's 55 pounds, you can't register your drone online. You have to actually fill out paperwork and send it in to the FAA. The other rules is that you're not allowed to fly drones above 400 feet. And that's to keep you from hitting aircraft that's at high altitude. And there are people that and one of the main reasons why they came up with that rule was you had people that were taking drones above the clouds, and these things will go right above the clouds, especially these two models easily can go above the clouds, but you're not supposed to go above 400 feet. So if you don't want to get your drone confiscated, I wouldn't do it. Other things is you can't fly it around crowds. You can't it has to be in the line of sight. You can't fly a drone to the point, because these things transmit to the point where they can be pretty far out, and you can still control them because you can see what the camera sees. But you're not supposed to be able to fly the drone to the point where you can't just see it yourself. That is a big no-no. So try not to do that if you decide to get one. Actually, I kind of got a little screen. Let me make sure I'm covering everything, because this is kind of important. Okay. Airports, if you're near airport, if you have to fly a drone further in 5 miles or 5 miles or below at an airport, you have to call the tower. You have to let them know that, hey, I'm planning on flying a drone, and then they have to give you authorization to do so. So if it's outside of 5 miles from an airport, you should be able to fly your drone. Shouldn't have any issues. Obviously, if there's an emergency, like there's a house fire or car accident, whatever, you're not allowed to fly your drone over emergency situations or any type of emergency response situation. You're not supposed to fly your drone. Obviously, here's a common sense one. You're not supposed to fly your drone, while you're drunk, which I was a little surprised they had to put that on here. But yeah, if you're under influence, you're not supposed to be flying a drone. So I think, let me make sure I didn't forget anything. Trying to find line of sight. I think I pretty much hit on the big things that you might be concerned about. So like drones, they're fun. The video quality is outstanding. Both of these are 4K units, and you expect to get some really good quality if you decide to go with either one of these models. Even the main reason why I put this older model up here, because most people might not want to go spend $2,000 or $1,800 on a drone. So try to find one. And these are still new on Amazon, even though they're several years old. You can still get a new one or a refurbished one online on Amazon, and like $6.99, $5.99. I'm seeing some pretty good prices on there. There are some people trying to sell them for $8.99. I wouldn't pay that much for it if you can find one cheaper. But anyway, outside of that, that's pretty much all I got. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great day. Oh, I'm sorry, I've been cut off so quick. Don't forget to subscribe too. I got a lot more videos coming. So don't forget to subscribe. It's a little button that says subscribe, I think somewhere on the side down there. So don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a great day.